If you're trying to figure out how the hell to write a talk so that you can go on stage and share your story and inspire others, this video is for you. Hi and welcome to the show. My name is Leruste and I'm the founder and host of The Unconventionalist. If you're new to this channel, then you'll want to know that every single week I release a video on my top tips on how to build a meaningful business. So if that's something that sounds right up your street, make sure to click the button below and subscribe to the show. Today's question comes from Jean via Facebook, who sent me, "Hi Mark, here's a question. How can I build and write a 15 to 20 minute keynote speech about my story? I want to draw on the lessons I've learned about overcoming challenges, breaking through my own limits and achieving my goals." And I think Jean is from Lyon, but I could be wrong, at least he's in France. So Jean, first of all, thank you so much for your question. And this is something that comes up a lot, right? So a lot of people want to become speakers or keynote speakers, and even if they don't want to become professional speakers, they really want to go on stage and share the story. Now, if you've been following The Unconventionalist for a while, then you know that what we stand and believe for is that every story matters. And one of the best ways to come up with your story from scratch, if you have no idea how to share it in a compelling way, is to do the following. And it's a very simple exercise, and John, I hope this will be helpful. So the first thing you want to do is you want to sit down with a friend and you want to ask them to interview you about your life's journey. Now, you might want to think ahead if there's a specific question or a few specific questions that you want them to ask you about a specific event that they might not know about. But effectively, you want them to take on the role of a journalist and interview you and ask you questions, maybe challenging questions, but really questions about, tell me about how you started, like how did you end up becoming what you're doing today, or how did you come across this journey? Now, by sharing the story with your friend, you actually get out of your head and into your heart and just share it how it is. Don't think about why you're doing it, just go into the flow. Now, the important piece here is that you should be recording it. Now, if you have a smartphone, every smartphone now comes with a voice recording app of some sort, or borrow it from a friend, but have something that you can record it, right? You want to capture this audio. It doesn't have to be perfect quality. You won't be using it to broadcast. It's just for you to capture it. Now, this can be from anything from half an hour to an hour or longer, right? It doesn't really matter. This is about you getting everything out of your head, into your heart, and onto this recording device. Now, the second step you want to do is that you want to transcribe this audio. Now, if you don't have money, but you've got a bit more time, do it yourself, right? Listen to the audio and transcribe it. Or there are a bunch of tools out there and services, and I'll try and link them below this video, but effectively you can pay someone to transcribe your audio, right? And it's not going to cost that much. So maybe for 30 to 40 bucks, you might be able to transcribe your entire transcript, which is going to give you an amazing asset. Which brings me to point number 3. Now that you've actually got the printed words of your story, read through it, right? And think about what are the main key elements that you can learn from it. What are the pivotal moments in your life journey that have defined who you've become? Maybe think about the 2 or 3 life events. We've all gone through them. They don't have to be gargantuanly big, right? You don't have to have a huge story of overcoming cancer or losing a family member or having some tragic story. Maybe you have, right? But if you haven't, don't worry about it. There must be elements maybe you realized or something helped you, a book you read, a conversation you had. All those kind of moments should be highlighted on your story. Once you've done that, I want you to think about the arc you want to take your audience on, right? What is the journey you want to take the people in the crowd? So this actually goes down to what is the message you're trying to come across. And always remember that you shouldn't have more than 3 points. You should have one big key message that you want to try and convey, but 3 main points you want to share. Now go through your story, pull them out. And the last final bit I want you to do is I want you to actually write it out, right? Use those words, copy and paste, or rewrite it out. And you want to be able to re-record it and time yourself, because you want to know that it's going to be 15 minutes on the dot or 20 minutes. So if you've got 3 minutes, make sure that's 3 minutes, right? But whether your story is an hour, 30 minutes, or 5 minutes, you can take the main elements and then, like a piece of string, stretch them out. Once you've got your basic story and it's just a rough draft, now I want you to start sharing it. Whether that's going to key, small, local events that you can go and speak at, or invite a group of friends over to your house so you can ask them for feedback. Whatever it is, I want you to get into the habit of practicing, because by practicing, you can get feedback. Ask people really straight up, where did I lose you? Where were you bored? Notice those moments, right? You want to highlight them. And what were the actual areas that you really enjoyed? What spoke to you? Because actually what happens is that when you share your story, you'll start noticing that people will pull out points or pull out stories or morals or arcs that you might not even thought about, that actually land much bigger than the points that you originally thought. And they're going to give you those nuggets. Once you've done that, you can go back to the drawing room, redraft it, rescript it, retime it, and now it's much tighter. Now you're ready to go to bigger stages and to share your story. And with time, you'll get to know it so well that you'll know it heart by heart, and you'll know the moments that land, the moments that make people emotional, and the moments that make people joyful. Right? You'll be able to find those moments, but only with time and only with practice. But it starts with that one conversation with a friend when you record it, transcribe it, edit it, and share it. That's my top tip. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the show, but more than that, share with a friend who needs to hear this, right? Sharing is caring. And until next time, remember that your message matters, but only if you have the courage to share it. I'll see you next time. This is definitely not going to work.